Greetings, friends. For the most part, when people get started in homesteading, the #1 animal that they start with is chickens. And the same happened for my family and me. When we started our homesteading adventure out here in the country, living in a yurt, we started with chickens. Then we gradually started adding ducks, and we also tried our hand at raising a goat. Yes, a goat, one goat. And it didn't go really well at all. The first problem was we just had one goat, and goats are social animals, like a lot of animals, a lot of livestock are social animals. And that goat would just be like, meh, whenever we had it alone somewhere, we tried to put it in the fence, it would escape, and let's just say we ended up having to get rid of that goat because it didn't work out. So a number of years went by, and then recently, well, more like about a year and a half, 2 years ago, we was like, let's try it again. Let's try goats again. And our friends Kyra and Evan were getting rid of some goats, and they were like, would you like to have them? We were like, sure, let's give it a shot again. So we really wanted, especially the Nubian goat that they had, Hazel, our goat now, because she is a milk producing goat, and that was something that we wanted to be able to do. And we also got Helga and Olga.
Heavier goat. They're really good with eating brush. They'll actually, because they just keep eating. Come on.
And then this past year, I guess we're going goat crazy because we added 2 more goats. We added Libby and a male goat, Bucky. We brought Bucky in because he's a male and the rest of them are females, and we wanted to reproduce our flock or herd or whatever you want to call it. Flocks of goats and herds, whatever. And Bucky, let's just say, well, he did the job. At least more than once. And Libby was the first one that showed that she was pregnant. She definitely swelled up, and she was definitely showing signs of being pregnant for sure. We are not goat experts by any means, nor would I consider myself to be an expert on any. Learn as we go. And we've been learning through various resources, like I'm sure some of you guys have as well, from books, a lot. But you really learn the most by doing. I've learned that by doing, that you learn by doing. Whether it's raising chickens, raising ducks, raising goats, gardening, or whatever you've been raising goats, we've learned the most by actually raising them, trying to raise them. And now that we are experiencing pregnant goats for the first time, we're learning by, well, they're going to labor. We recently built a kidding stall. Josiah, my son, helped me out with that. We constructed that, and it's almost like a goat kid hotel where they can just come and like a little birth, mini micro birth center that they can come to and give birth. At least that was the plan. So when the time comes that they go into labor, well, we'll be ready for that time. When it comes, well, it actually did come. And as we were preparing for them, each day I would go out, check to see if they were showing any signs of labor, and there were no signs. But a little bit later on, Selah came running through the door, and she was like, Daddy! So Lacie and I headed outside to see the goat. And as we were looking at this little one, I couldn't tell at first if it was a boy or a girl.
Maybe you might go close to it. We gonna separate them?
No, that's a boy.
Baby, look at you!
So she did what she needs to do. And in addition to wondering if it's a boy or a girl, we're also wondering, bigger than I thought it would be, coming out of her.
She was big.
Oh, it's so soft.
Can you step over? There you go. There you go. Come look. Come over here. She's real nice. It's just a little squishy, but look over here. Can you reach over?
That tickles.
Look right there.
Up we go. There we go.
Hey, its heart's all racing. You want to pat it?
It's
No.
soft.
It's here. Look, it's real soft.
Man, that little one is so cute, isn't it? And one of the things that I like about homesteading is not only do we get to share the fruits of our labors with others, we also arrive, our niece and my in-laws just happen to be here too to get to see the little one.
See that?
touch it again? No?
Okay.
After further examination, we discovered it is a boy. So it was also really nice to see that the mom, Libby, was showing signs of just caring for him and not rejecting him, that she was licking him off and stimulating him to use the bathroom, which is really, really good. That we didn't see him nurse at all. We didn't show any signs of trying to nurse, so we were pretty alarmed about that. So we took him out of the fence with the rest of them and took them both to the goat hotel, the kid stall, to where we were watching them even closer.
Here, give me Libby and you carry him.
Come on. Hey, baby.
Come on. I got it. Come on.
Glad y'all came out here.
Try to get him.
He's like opposite of her. He's got dark places and she's got light places, and then put him on this other side.
There's a proverb that says, in the multitude of counsel, there is safety. Meaning that you go to certain individuals who can provide you with sound advice that they can help you out in a situation. And with our situation here with this little goat not nursing, Lacie sought out some advice from her friend Jen, who's raised goats in the past.
Like, just mess with her a little bit and see if she'll even like let you.
Oh yeah,
It's not
she's fine. Like, we've tried to put him up there
Yeah.
and I've squirted some milk on his face, so
Yeah,
she's-
then he's probably fine.
I just wanted to make sure we had enough for him if we did have to bottle feed him. So
Like, I would say as long as he's up walking around, peeing, pooping, and she's not actively rejecting him, and you're able to touch her udder, and she's not, you know, like kicking you away or anything, he's probably fine.
okay. Since this is our first go round with kids,
Yeah.
I was a little, you know, I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, if he starts getting lethargic or starts laying down a lot, or if she starts kind of like pushing away or not moving around him, then I would scoop him up and start feeding him with your milk.
Okay.
But I mean, so far it sounds like they're probably fine.
Is there anything else you would suggest us just having on hand?
You've probably got molasses, and you've probably got pink salt.
Yep.
I would definitely put molasses in her water, maybe with like a splash of apple cider vinegar, just to like, give her that, you know, iron dense, you know, like kick
Yeah.
for right after birthing.
Okay. I know that.
It's okay as long as you monitor what you're feeding her to mix some molasses in with her feed too, just not a lot.
Yeah.
You don't want her like getting the scours or anything, but it's okay if her stools are a little loose the first couple of days.
Okay.
Just keep an eye on her. If she looks like she's getting bloated at all, just give her some baking soda. She should be keeping out.
Okay. Well, cool.
Stuff you probably already all have on you. So
Yeah, I have all that.
Yeah.
I just don't have a bottle because we didn't know when we were having babies.
Sayla and I remained back to keep a watch on the little guy to see if he was going to nurse. So have you seen him nurse yet?
Well, I saw him try, but just for a few seconds.
Oh man, he tried all on his own that time. Still like to see him nurse all the way. Come on, buddy, you can do it. You got a name for him yet?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Hey, baby. Come on. Libby, right here.
So a little bit later, Lacie got back, and it was getting to be greenhouse high tunnel to protect the goats from... Looked weak. He never looked lethargic, nor any of the things that Jen had mentioned. We just still hadn't seen him nurse really yet, except for that small little brief thing that Selah had witnessed. So he was still on our mind. And later on, when it was dark, I came back. Thankfully, I saw him nursing for real. And I was like, woo, yes. Woo! I am so glad that he started nursing, and I've seen him nurse a couple more times since that. But that first time is really important for them to nurse because it has colostrum in the milk and on a regular basis, so we didn't have to bottle feed the little guy for a long time. So happy about that. So whew, we can relax, at least for now, because we have freezing temperatures and high winds coming up next.